Unfortunately, not everybody has the privilege to go to college. You graduate high school, and sometimes things don't go your way in life. Sometimes you decide not to go. Sometimes you can't go, you can't afford to go, and you don't go to college. Yet, you still want to make money. You still want to survive in this world, right? Because in 2025, it's not cheap living on your own, paying all your own bills, and just simply surviving. So, when you don't go to college, the route you take is going to be a little bit different than if you do go to college. And I'm not bashing anybody that graduates high school and then maybe their parents pay for their college and they kind of have like a one-way ticket to success or a good job. Not bad. Keep that in mind throughout this whole video. I'm not bashing anybody that does that. I get it. Everybody's path is different. Everybody's rowing their own boat, right? But this video is for people that never had the opportunity to go to college and kind of have that one-way ticket to a high-paying job, and they kind of had to figure it out for themselves. Sorry if I stutter. Sorry, I'm not the best on camera yet. This is a new YouTube channel, and I feel like it's good to get this knowledge out there and just my general opinion on what you should do if you don't go to college and the best course of action to take to get into the right field and make the most money as you possibly can. So with all that out of the way, let's talk about careers, jobs, things you can do to maximize how much money you make without a college degree. First thing I want to say, probably the most important thing, not the most important thing, but the best thing you can do is have a side hustle with your main job. So when I say side hustle, I'm not talking about DoorDash, I'm not talking about Amazon marketing, whatever it's called. I'm talking about getting your phone, because 9 times out of 10 you have a cell phone, iPhone, Android, whatever the case may be. You can start a TikTok, a YouTube channel, a Facebook, a Snapchat, whatever the case may be. You can start that type of side hustle and make money with your main job. You can 100% do that. You are capable of doing that. You have the skills. If you are a normal person, somebody wants to hear what you have to say. So let's just get that out of the way now. Start a social media presence, get that going, and do it with your main job. And it's probably the most low effort, low risk, easiest thing you can do to have side income to compensate with maybe a job you enjoy, but you're not making tons and tons of money with. So that's just the first thing I want to say. Start a social media page, start a TikTok page, start a gaming page. Whatever you really like and passionate about, start that page ASAP. Let me clean my camera, hang on. I feel like my camera's a little bit, is that good? Okay, anyways, start a social media ASAP and post. If you're into gaming, if you're into fitness, if you're into cars, if you're into Rubik's Cubes, whatever the case may be, whatever you are into, post it. And with consistency and getting comfortable in front of the camera, you will get eyeballs on you and you will generate some type of income for it. 100%. So that's just the first thing I wanted to say. Now let's talk about actual jobs. Obviously, and this might be common sense, if you don't have a college degree, the absolute best career you can get into if you're trying to make the most money possible is the sales industry. Car sales, phone sales, door-to-door sales, solar sales, real estate. Get into that ASAP. If you have a good personality and you're very coachable, I'm sorry it's a little windy if you hear it. I have this mic, so hopefully that gets rid of the wind, but anyways, without a college degree, you can literally get into a sales job and make a lot of money, 1,000,000%. The sales industry is a great industry to get into because one, the earning potential is off the charts, off the charts. Two, it gives you really good experience and social skills, and it kind of just toughens you up a little bit. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm in the sales industry, and I would never be able to get my phone out and film this and talk to a camera if I never got into the sales industry. It kind of changes your mental a little bit, and it makes you way better at talking. It makes you way better at dealing with people. It makes you more emotionally mature. It's an absolute no-brainer. So if you are not going to college, or maybe you're pushing off college, yet you have to make a good amount of money to survive, Get into the sales industry. Are the hours long? Of course. Is it tough work? Of course. Is it extremely profitable and enjoyable and worth your time? Yes. Get into the sales industry. That is my number one recommendation. No degree, no problem. I recommend maybe real estate, solar sales, and/or car sales, just because it's probably the most, like, you could really make a lot of money doing that. Phone sales and door-to-door sales, that's a little bit different. I've never done that, and I think it's a little bit less, profitable, but the car sales industry and solar, stuff like that, no brainer. Highly recommend you get into that. Now, maybe you don't want to be in the sales industry. Maybe you're not interested in that. I'm going to tie back into the first thing I said. The best thing you can do is, like I said, get into social media. You could get a basic warehouse job and make maybe 20 something bucks an hour, but also do social media on the side. And those two incomes combined, if you're successful at social media, which you have no reason not to be, because it's really, really easy in 2025. Not to sound arrogant, but if you get in front of your phone camera and you talk and you post it and you're consistent, you're gonna make money one way or another. That combined with like a basic job where maybe you're making 40, 50 a year, plus maybe another 30 or 40, absolute no-brainer, guys. Guys, I was rudely interrupted. Back to what I was saying, I just gotta get back on track here. I was talking about social media, getting into the sales industry. Yes, so without a college degree, are your options a little bit limited? Of course, especially in the year 2025. Now, if this was 2018, you could easily get a decent position, work your way up the ladder at a normal company without a college degree. But in the year 2025, you gotta get a little bit creative now. And that's why I was saying getting into the sales industry is almost a no-brainer. To stack the cash you need, get started on social media and work your way up the ladder. Now, if you don't want to get into sales, if you don't like social media, a good plan B would be some type of construction company or warehouse job and work your way up that ladder. Now, those companies can be very, very profitable, and you can really work your way. If you're a hard worker in the construction field, you can really climb the ladder pretty quick and make some good money pretty quick. So that's my recommendation to you. If you don't want to get into the sales industry, if you don't want to do social media, construction, warehouse, stuff like that, or really a company that you see good growth potential in. Now, the issue with that is the starting position at most companies won't be paying a lot until you eventually climb the ladder. That's why I'm advocating to get in front of your phone and make videos, whether it's shorts, TikToks, Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube videos. But if you were really asking me, like my really honest opinion, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Those are the big three, in my opinion, that you should really be posting on and locked in on if you really want a good stream of side income from social media. I mean, it's so possible in the year 2025. It's almost impossible to fail if you really try and you're really consistent. Give it 1 year of your time and it could change your whole entire life. 1 year, post every single day. Find a niche that makes sense to you, that you really are passionate about, because it really stems back to passion. People can feel passion through your phone screen, believe it or not. And you felt this before. There's some curators that you probably watch and you really, really like their videos because you can feel they're very authentic and real and they make good videos. You can do the same darn thing and make money from it. Add that with a normal 9-to-5 job where you're climbing the ladder. Dude, you don't need a college degree. And again, I just want to preface this by saying that there's nothing wrong with getting a degree. If you are in college right now and you have kind of like a one-way ticket to a good job and a good career and you're going to make tons of money, God bless you, because that's best case scenario, you know what I mean? But there's people that never been to college and they might not be able to go to college, which it's unfortunate, but it's just the reality of how it is in 2025, right? I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. So get in front of your phone, get into the sales industry, work extremely hard every single day, and watch the dollars come through your bank account. Before I got into the sales industry, I was working for, let's just say, a bakery, serving coffee and donuts. And I worked there for 5 years of my life. And I felt really stuck. I felt really comfortable. I didn't want to break out of the circle, my shell. And I got to the point where I needed to make more money or I was done. You know, live on my own bills, my own utilities, stuff like that. So, you know, I don't have a college degree as of right now. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I need to make more money ASAP or I'm screwed. So I got into a sales job and I've been here ever since. And it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. And filming and making content is probably the second best decision I ever made in my life. So that's why I'm advocating that in this video. That's why I'm pushing it like crazy. That's why I think everybody who's watching this video, where you're in a unique position where, you know, you need to make more money, get in front of your phone and go sell something. Just go sell something and give it all you got. You know, don't start a sales job and be like, you know, whatever. Give it 100% of your energy, your time, your mind, your soul. Make those videos of something you're really passionate about. I don't care what it is, whatever you like, gaming, cars, you know, finance, whatever you like, get into it, give it 100% and watch the dollars come. Guys, that's it. If you like this style of videos, if you like what I'm saying, subscribe to my channel. I'm a new YouTuber. I'm gonna try to keep making videos just like this and just try to spread the word of, you know, we're all in this together. You know what I mean? So if you like the video, comment for the algorithm, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and that's all I got to say. We out.